temptation. And if you want these kind of dreams, it's Californication. It's the edge of the world in all of Western civilization. The sun may rise in the east, at least it's settled in a final location. It's understood that Hollywood sells Californication. Hey, your Sergeant Barrow, while to break the spell of aging. Celebrity skin, is this your chin, or is that war you're waging? Firstborn unicorn, hardcore softcore. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication.
And we're back. We're discussing our Howard County radio preseason rankings. We just finished up with the freshman division, so we're going to kick it into the 8 and 9-year-olds. Junior varsity. Man, I'd be lying if I didn't say I was a little excited to watch this age level too. It's a start to no coaches on the field, any kind of defense, punting, real football, man. Everything, you start opening the plays up a little more, seeing
what these kids can really do.
Right. And it's going to be a good year, of course, I got C-City ranked at number 7, man. It ain't nothing against C-City, man, but like we said, it's a new, they're coming in new to every age division but varsity. They just got a lot to prove, not just to us, to everybody in the PBYFL, everybody in the West Texas region, Let's see how y'all do, Wayne, get those coaches in there and get them going.
At 6, we got the Stanton Buffaloes. I mean, I don't really know how well they did last year. Do you?
They started off really well, but then they kind of fizzled out at the end, if you ask me. They really didn't have the year I thought they were going to have.
I don't think anybody did. I mean, I figured Stanton would actually do really well in this age group and varsity, which, I mean, they did do well in varsity. They
Right.
made it to the Super Bowl.
Right. So, yeah, they've got, like we said, they got Matthew coming up, but he's going to be a first-year JV. They got to see what they got, and so far we're going to have to wait and see. Coming in at number 5, Greenwood, they got to get it together down there in Greenwood. And to me, the JV didn't do well, They're coming in, they're going to try and infuse some new players into the org, because they do, since, like I said, they're a sub area of Midland. They're right outside, so they can get some of that Midland talent. I think that's what they plan on doing, and not too many, and just helping their team out, give them a chance to compete, You can't just, sometimes you can't just depend on, one player to do it all for you. You got to bring in 5 or 6, really help that team.
You have to have a good mix of skill.
Yeah. You got to bring in some kids that are some leaders, man, that can lead, take control of a game for you and get the rest of your team saying, oh, we can do this, That's what I think. And I think that's what Greenwood's going to need to do. You can do number 4 if you want, man.
We're at number 4, we're at the Pecos Eagles. They made it to the consolation game last year, and this is Pecos. I mean, they're good. These kids are, especially because last year some of their kids moved up from the 7U, and they went 3 times in a row they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, two. But I mean, regardless, 2 years in a row winning the Super Bowl, and this isn't a bad ranking. This is just right there because they're a good team. They had an off year. For me, I'd say they had an off year to finish 4th place, because they lost the consolation game to the Big Spring Predators. They, I figured them to go to the Super Bowl.
I did too.
Yeah, so to not make it was really a shocker. So hopefully that JV squad can figure out what they're doing and get it turned around. At number 3, we got the Big Spring Steers. Man, I'm not gonna lie, this is like the cream of the crop of our org, man. I mean,
I'm excited to watch some of these kids. I mean, I coached some of these kids last year, like Damian Correa, Alex Yanez, Lugo, Aiden Salazar. I mean, these kids can play.
Yeah, those 4 are definitely players, and coming in to the Steers, they're going to bring some talent with them, Aiden and Damian are killers on defense, they are killers, Alex, man, he's
Alex is an all-around beast.
Yes, Alex, he is the first freshman to be selected to the West Texas Militia from Big Spring, So he's surely a beast, He's going to be a player to reckon with. And Lugo, you can't push him aside. He puts his heart into it, and he's fast. He is fast. Those what were they, reverses around Greenwood? Man, I wish he would have scored.
I do too. I mean, he's a character, that kid. Yeah. He really is, man. If you ever met Lugo, he'll make you laugh. No matter who you are, what you are. You could be the most serious person in the world, and that kid just says something, and you're just like,
what the
what
heck?
are you doing?
Right. But he's a great kid, and I expect him to get better, keep getting better. And, only mixing that with the kids that were already in JV, like DeAndre Walton, I mean, to see him strip the ball from Andrews and then take it all the other way around, sweet. That was the play. I was like, wow. And then you have, who else? Caden Rios. He's a great corner, and he's a fast kid on offense. Trey Clark, Trey, he's a beast. He's great. Jason Rios, he's a great lineman. He'll block anybody.
There's some good kids. There's a lot of good talent.
Yes.
And, I mean, it's gonna be hard next year watching these kids and being on the other sideline.
Right.
Because I have a bond with some of these kids.
Right.
So it's gonna be interesting to see, and it's the same with the freshman division. I mean, I love these kids. I mean, your son, Primo. I coached with these kids last year. I've seen them grow to what they are now, and it's gonna be hard to play against them. It really is.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I figure that JV squad for us to do some amazing things. They really do have some good kids. And that's just the Predator kids, the Steer kids. They got Braden Islas, J6 Salgado, Ricky Rodriguez, These kids are good players too. Evan Gutierrez, Caleb Islas, They're looking to avenge what happened last season, They had a really hard last 2 seasons, 2 years ago, I think they won 1 game, lost 6, and tied once, And then last year they went 0-8. 0-9, including the playoffs. So
they're due to have a good season, and plus with the mix of talent they got from the Predators and from the Big Spring Steers freshmen moving up, they should have a pretty good year.
Yeah, and John's a great coach. He really is. He knows what he's doing. He's infused. I think 8 coaches with him, so they're looking to do something, man. They really are. Coming in at number 2, though, we got
the Howard County Broncos.
Yes, the second place runner-ups from last season, returning 90% of the squad.
About 80, 85.
85?
Don't get me wrong, they did lose some key players. They lost DJ and a few others. But, watching these kids at the Combine, they're good. They're quick, they're fast, and they love to hit. So, they're going to be a physical team. They might be on the small side, but I wouldn't doubt these kids. They're going to hit. They've been there. They want to be back.
That's good. That's good.
They have a bad taste in their mouth from last year.
That's good. So 85% of the roster's coming back. They're hungry to get back to that Super Bowl, try and get that W this year. And power to Paul Ruiz over there. Power to him, Hopefully he can get them back over there.
He's doing good things. He's got a bond with these kids like no other. These kids love him.
That's good. That's what it takes sometimes, having a bond with them, So good luck to him. Good luck to his coaching staff. And I hope they, have a great year. And then the number 1 seed, man.
The Andrews Mustangs.
Andrews Mustangs. They defending champs. And they're only getting better. They're bringing in some good players, moving up from freshmen. I know the freshman MVP from last year is moving up from the whole league. One of the coach's son, he's big, remember?
Oh, he's big and
yes,
fast, number 13.
Big, fast, and he
played with the militia, too.
Yeah. They're all gonna, and they have some of the returners, a lot of the returners, so they're looking to be good, and let's not forget one key component. They have a new head coach, Matthew Laudermilk, head coach of the Andrews Mustangs, JV. He's a great coach, man, and one thing about him is he does know how to win, and he does have a good following,
we coached against him twice last year.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't fun at all.
No, it was fun. It was fun.
It was fun I guess it was fun. The second game, I wasn't really in the game very much.
Right.
But it is what it is.
And see, I'm sorry. That was the fun one for me because, it wasn't what I say, a chess match all game long, but I gave him a little, his defensive guy a little bit of a,
You had them sweating. They had a few times. They had a bunch of coaches, there were a bunch of kids, and we were scoring on. We kept up with them for the most part. And
when Aiden scored on defense for us, that was pretty sweet. That's what I'm saying. And Matt's a great guy. I talked to him a few times. I've helped him do some designs for his skill camps he's got coming up. He's a good guy. He's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he wants out of this league. So yeah, Andrews Mustangs ranked number 1 right now in the JV. So that's about it.
Andrews predicted to have a pretty good year all around.
I really do predict them to win it again. It's a repeat, honestly.
I hope not. I want to see someone else win.
I would.
It's nothing against Andrews, but come on.
Right.
Can't be that good for this long. Right.
So we'll go into the last division, the Kings, the varsity, the 10 and 11-year-olds.
This is the big boys.
Yep. This is the big boys. That's why I said the Kings. This is what really a lot of people look at your organization to see if they're good or not. The varsity level. At 10 and 11, it should be the most competitive, and it should really be, the hard-hitting football, It should, all of it, So, we start off with a reverse, Andrews in JV was ranked number 1. They get the number 7 seed in the varsity. Only reason I give them that 7 seed is because, I really don't know much about that varsity. They didn't have a good season last year, if you ask me. Will they have a good season this year? I don't think so. In my honest opinion, I don't see them being the top of the crop.
Well, and the same could have been said about the Howard County Broncos last year. Is no one saw what they did coming by any means. They had a real bad year before, like Adam said when he was on our show. I think last time. They went 0-8, and then to come back the next year and go undefeated and win Super Bowl. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Andrews could come out and smash everybody.
Right.
We don't know.
And these guys didn't finish, dead last, they just, to me, weren't Andrews